What do you think about this? You want to be the star of the show? I think we can make that happen. You're a born star. Look at you.
So we had the opportunity to get out of central Pennsylvania, and where did we land? The All-Star Movies Resort at the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. This resort is so fun and playful, I thought, why not take a walking tour for the channel? So here we go, let's go on a tour of All-Star Movies. I really wanted to give you a full tour, so let's start on the outside. There is an all-star jogging path, and I'll show you a map of the jogging path later. It does go around the full resort. And entering from the front of the resort, you are a movie star as soon as you step foot on the All-Star Movies Resort property. Walking past the cast members for check-in, you'll notice that you'll walk right into the food court, the world premiere food court. And let me just say, I picked a great time to film because this food court was not busy at all. As you walk through, you're going to pass a marquee that's going to tell you what's available for the time that you're there, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. From there, you'll pass the mobile pickup window. We use that quite often when we stay on property. It's such a convenience. You're coming home from the parks, you're tired but hungry, you just want to pick something up and go back to your rooms. Like I said, we picked a great time to come, but here are those different windows. You could pick up soups, salads, desserts, pastas. They have a refrigerated area in the back where you could pick up to-go items like cheese and crackers and even cupcakes, things like that. Then my favorite, the coffee station. There's all of the different sodas that you can choose from, and I thought a nice feature, they have iced tea. And listen, sometimes you want an adult beverage, so they have you covered. Just stop at Silver Screen Spirits right before you head outside to the pool. And speaking of the pool, here are the recreation activities that are featured throughout the week when you stay at the All-Star Movies Resort. And listen, everybody does Disney differently, and that is okay. If you like to plan a couple of resort days like we do, you'll never be bored. You can either spend your time in the pool, they have different arts and crafts, they have trivia. It's really fun. Taking a quick glimpse at the pool, now this is the main pool at the Disney All-Star Movies Resort, and this is the Fantasia pool, and that is aptly named because Sorcerer Mickey watches over you while you swim. This pool is huge. I don't know that you'll ever feel crowded, but maybe you will. I have never been here at a super busy time, so let me know in the comments. Have you ever felt crowded in this pool? Now, I really can't say enough about the theming of this resort, and we are just hitting the tip of the iceberg here. Now, of course, you feel like a star. You're at the All-Star Resort, but as we walk around, you're going to get a little bit more of an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, here is a map of the resort itself, and as you can tell, it's huge. There are 5 different themed areas, and we'll take a walk through each of them, and there's also a map of that running trail that I was talking about a little bit earlier in the video. Now we're going to make our way over to our room. We are staying in the Mighty Ducks section, so let's get over there and see what the rooms look like. Now, I'm going to admit a critical error in the filming of this room. I did not film the bathroom. I'm sorry. It is a very nice sized bathroom. I never felt cramped in there, but it's pretty standard, so I don't think you're missing much. But look at this room. I thought this was so cute. Look at Huey, Dewey, and Louie dreaming the day away after you pull down the Murphy bed. Now, this is your standard room, so it sleeps 4 very comfortably, I might add. I found the pillow soft and the bed comfortable. Great sleep all around. I also felt that there was a nice amount of storage in this room. I think that the value resorts sometimes get a bad rap for size and space, but I found that there was plenty of room for all of our belongings. They have a nice coffee station here as well. Sometimes you don't want to run to the food court to get coffee, so it's nice to make it there. And then you have your standard beverage cooler refrigerator. It's smaller, there's no freezer compartment, but it does keep things cold. And then you have the Amazon Echo device in your room featuring Hey Disney, and that's kind of like having an Alexa in your room. All right, enough about the room, and again, sorry about the bathroom, not recording that. So I'm going to take you around to the different themed areas of the resort, and the first is one of the preferred areas, the 101 Dalmatians area. And my goodness, let me tell you, how wonderfully themed is this? You walk through, you are walking among dog bones and dog biscuits and dog treats. And no, I didn't count, but I'm willing to bet, just knowing how well Disney does things, there's probably 101 Dalmatian dogs all over this resort. And who are we walking up to? No, none other than Pongo. A huge Pongo, might I add. And then right across from Pongo, you have Perdita. They just look like they're staring lovingly at each other. Again, I love the theme. Canine Crunch dog biscuits. You're just walking along, stepping on dog biscuits. And look, they are huge. I don't know if you can appreciate, oh, there goes a helicopter. I don't know if you can appreciate just how big this is. This is another fun feature too. I saw a lot of kids running up and getting their picture taken in the television set. And then of course you have Dad watching over his pup right there. We're going to continue walking through the resort to the Mighty Ducks section, but as we do, I'm just going to let you enjoy the sights and sounds of this magnificent resort. Okay, we are past the 101 Dalmatians section, and as you saw there, we're entering the duck pond. Now, what is the duck pond? That is the smaller pool at this resort in the Mighty Ducks section, and this is the section that we stayed at. Fun fact about this part of the resort, we're actually closer to the All-Star Music food court. So honestly, we frequently went over there for our coffee, and they have pretty much the same food. So we weren't really missing anything by not going to our food court. But just kind of a tip, if you are in the Mighty Ducks section, you might be closer to go over to the All-Star movies. But look at the theme. Look at that mask. Did you see the Mighty Ducks? I'm pretty sure that was an early 90s movie. I remember that Emilio Estevez was in that. I might have seen it once when I was younger. But anyway, look at the theme. There's the hockey pucks, the hockey sticks, the hockey net. So I'm not a huge hockey fan, but I sure felt like one staying here. Let's get a closer look at that duck pond pool. Now, I've been told that this is considered the quieter pool, but it was a little loud while we were here. But that's good. That means people are having a good time. Now, the pool itself is in the shape of a hockey rink, and there's also a big statue of Goofy in there. He's the goalie, of course, and another fun feature is that the laundry room and restrooms they're themed after the locker room at a hockey rink. So all around fun. If you don't want to be in the chaos or crowd of the main pool, this is a great option. Okay, that is it with the Mighty Ducks, and we are moving on to a preferred section, the Fantasia section. Now, what makes the Fantasia section a preferred room area? Well, of course, you could see it's right by the pool, it's right by all of the main amenities, closer to transportation, closer to the food court. It really has to do, from my understanding, more to do with proximity. And they even said that on the other side of the Fantasia rooms, outside of the pool area, the rooms are a little bit quieter. But again, look at the theming here. There's that Mickey Sorcerer hat, the mop and bucket as you walk throughout. And I hope you saw as we were walking in, the Fantasia book is actually the stairwell. You feel like a tiny dot walking amongst these giant characters. It's really awesome. I can only imagine how a kid feels. I know how I feel as an adult. It's a bit overwhelming and magical, as only Disney can do. Oh, what do we have here? It's Herbie the Love Bug. I loved Herbie the Love Bug when I was a kid, but truth be told, I haven't thought about him much since then. But look at the theming here. There's that classic Volkswagen Beetle, as we all know and love as Herbie. You get to visit Herbie in the winter circle, get your picture taken. That is really cool. What a nice piece of nostalgia, a nice walk back to my childhood. This little plaque tells us that this car was the actual car used during the parades, the magical parades in the 70s and 80s, so that's a fun piece of history right there on resort property. We're going to finish up here at the Herbie the Love Bug section and walk back up on the other side of Fantasia. Here we have the steadfast soldier. Right next to him are the ballerina, and there's the Jack-in-the-Box. Now we're about to enter what, in my personal opinion, is the coolest section at the All-Star Movies Resort, the Toy Story section. Wait until you see the theming. Now it looks like you're kind of walking down a neighborhood area, although you do see the little green army men up on the roofs. But as we walk down this street and get closer, you are about to enter Andy's room. There's a little glimpse of Woody. And I think you'll agree with me, maybe. I'm not even a huge Toy Story fan, but I just could not believe my eyes as I was walking through this part of the resort. Let's go inside Andy's room so you can see what I'm talking about. The first character to greet you is Bo Peep, but you can't take your eyes off Woody. Look how huge he is. Now, again, I'm a full-grown adult, and I was blown away at just how well the theming was done here. They are huge. Staring at him across the way is Buzz Lightyear. They are immense. Now, just looking at this resort, they're 3 stories, so Buzz is over 3 stories high. It's amazing. There we have Rex, the dinosaur. And then you walk around, and again, there's Woody, hanging out up against a bookshelf, which is actually the stairwell and where the elevators are. We have a checkers board, Buzz Lightyear looking down on the resort. What fun. Imagine being a kid here. So we're looking out the window here, and I thought, let's go on the other side of the window and see what it kind of looks like. So pretty much on the other side, it's just the end of the resort. There's the parking area if you drive into the resort. But again, the theming continues. We're looking at the outer space theme for Buzz Lightyear, the army men on the top of the resort. And then as you turn around and you look at the window, it's like you're on the outside looking in. We're pretty much wrapping up our tour of the All-Star Movies Resort, but I wanted to give you a better glimpse of the pool. Again, as you can see, it's huge. It was a beautiful day outside. It wasn't super busy. There were people in there. Now, this particular area was under construction. It looks like it was some sort of kids theme, and then there's the guest laundry there. I actually did read on the Walt Disney World website that Disney All-Star Movies Resort is going to undergo a full renovation starting in May of this year, and it's going to go through January of 2027. So while I got a little bit distracted about the renovation, I did want to let you know that this is called the Real Spot, and this is the main area when they are doing movies under the stars. As you can see, it's movie themed. These are the different movies that they will show throughout the week. And I also wanted to highlight the playground. Again, sometimes you just have a resort day or a resort weekend, And if you are a family that decides to do a resort day, I just want to reassure you there is plenty to do. You're not going to be bored. Even though you might not be at one of the parks, there's still a lot to do at the resorts. As we're getting close to the end of our resort tour, I just wanted to thank you so much if you stuck it out this long. I hope I did the resort justice. I hope I gave you the information that you need if you decide to stay at the All Star Movies Resort in the future or any of the All Stars resorts. If you had any questions, please leave them down in the comments. I'm happy to answer as I can. As we're leaving the resort, I just kind of wanted to give you a night tour and also say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you as a viewer. I appreciate your comments, your likes. Please share if you know somebody going to the All-Star resorts. I hope that they find this video useful. I hope it gives them a good layout of the resort itself. And I hope it lets them know, or you, know what you're getting into when you're staying at these resorts, which is honestly a lot of fun. We're making our way to the front of the resort, and I just want to say thank you again. Oh, you know those early morning flights. Nobody else is out. It's a nice time to be out at the resort, but also not so nice when you're leaving. So thank you again so much for watching. I hope you join us for the next adventure, and we'll see you next time.